up, my guys? We are back. This is the Juice Box. Be careful if you're driving over any bridges today because they have been collapsing as of late. Big Czar, what's up?
I don't know. Nothing. Weird intro about bridges. I'm throwing off my game here.
Well, dude, it's all good,
off
man.
my game.
I didn't realize that Fergie was in Pittsburgh today because those bridges were just coming down left and right.
You know the crazy thing, first of all day I've been imagining, if I was on that bridge and it just started falling, how badly I'd shit myself. But someone sent a tweet from 2018 that said, someone was hiking under the bridge and someone tweeted a picture of it. It was hopefully people from officials in Pittsburgh are watching this bridge because the beams are totally rusted through.
Damn.
Someone's getting fired.
Yeah.
For sure someone's getting fired.
Well, before we started, me and Bubba were saying Big Ben is no longer carrying the city on his back anymore. It's literally just collapsing now.
Fate.
It's just the city is just falling apart.
The city
now.
of bridges, and the first one is gone.
Yeah.
It was good. There's no they didn't even say any serious injuries. Everyone's fine. But I think if that happened with me, I would be the one death.
Probably.
It'd be everyone, no scratches except for one person had a heart attack during it. And he
Dude,
said,
it wasn't a small bridge either.
No,
you see the
huge,
pictures of it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, dude, I'm just such an asshole because my first thought was I would hope to be okay. But my second thought was going to be I'm about to make so much money from being on this bridge and it collapsing or being next to the bridge and it collapsing. Well, you couldn't really be under it because you probably would have died. But
I feel like if you were under the bridge, you'd probably die.
Yeah, you're gone.
I'm just guessing,
done for.
But I think you'd probably be dead. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. If you just survived the bridge unharmed and then you just got money.
Yeah.
Just for no reason.
To be honest, at this point in life, I'm down to risk it.
well, I think that's
Point me to the nearest bridge with rusted through beams.
Yeah.
that's a thing right there when you're little. I always thought about falling into water, going over bridges and how crazy that would be. I mean, I can't imagine. You just go into a bunch of water.
No, I bet everyone thinks that, right?
Yeah.
But I remember anytime I drive over the suspension bridge, that'd be my thought.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember.
What if this thing just imploded?
I remember the first time I walked under it on that trail, and I was I don't like being here right now. I got to either go quick this way or quick that way. It's just a weird feeling.
I mean, it's a very cool and interesting bridge. Just the not you don't see suspension bridges anymore. I think it might still be the oldest in the country.
I think yeah.
Was it the oldest in the country or the oldest working in the country? It's not working anymore. Cars aren't allowed on it. But I was in a wedding. Was that 2 years ago now? Fuck, I think so. I was in a wedding 2 years ago, and we got pictures taken on the suspension bridge, and it was the first time I actually walked on the road part of it, and you just see through the whole time. It was kind of, it tripped me out a little bit because I was oh shit, I can literally I'm just walking on thin air here.
So do they shut the bridge down when you're getting pictures, or were cars just driving?
No, it's been shut down for a couple years now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you can't drive.
Yeah, traffic's not allowed on it.
I guess it's been shut down for much longer than my brain's telling me it has.
Didn't
been.
it just open up for a short period of time, and some dude in a truck just ignored the signs?
Right. Yeah,
he just ran into the sign.
I think within the last year they tried to reopen it to local traffic, and some idiot in a truck went over it.
It is a sick fucking bridge, though.
It's cool.
It really is.
I can still picture and feel the feeling when you drive over it.
Oh yeah,
you feel the movement when you're driving over it.
Dude, didn't we take the fucking football school buses over the suspension bridge?
Maybe.
No,
we definitely didn't.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We were by Burger King.
Yeah.
Well, Dad almost got
Through
thrown
the
off
tunnels.
the suspension bridge when he was a kid.
He did?
Well, he tells the story of those two big girls who were beating him up. And
my God.
And they were threatening him, threatening to throw him off the suspension bridge while they were on the suspension bridge. They were holding him kind of towards the edge of it.
Imagine if they just tossed his little ass.
Imagine just getting two big Olga girls just.
You got to watch out for them big girls.
You got to watch. Don't piss them off because they'll throw you off a bridge.
Don't piss off the big girls.
Dude, the older I get, though, the more I learn that Dad was a fucking hellion. Dude.
Oh, yeah. He was a troublemaker. He probably deserved it.
Probably.
Probably.
Definitely
I always look at the suspension bridge and I don't see it as like a life like ending fall.
No, I mean,
I always feel like
maybe I'm wrong.
That fall is completely survivable.
Yeah, I
I've
feel
read
like
of people like running from the police and jumping off of it, and they lived.
I think you could
you're-
survive.
you'd
Yeah,
probably get messed up. It would hurt.
It would
really bad.
definitely
I
hurt.
think obviously don't belly smack her off of
Oh.
it, but like
yeah. If you did like a nice little pencil. or whatever,
gotta
I
pencil
feel-
that shit.
I feel like it's got to be high enough though to where like even if you pencil it, you could like break your legs.
Yeah,
or
oh,
your
yeah,
wrists.
probably.
For sure, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
just depends on
Which
how you
then
land.
how do
I
you
guess.
survive?
Maybe. See, I don't know
I
because
don't
I
know
think
either.
the other two bridges, the Fort Henry and the other fucking
The
one,
other Fort Henry,
yeah, they both look the same. I think those are a lot higher.
Fort Henry
Like a
1,
lot higher.
Fort Henry 2.
Yeah, what is the other one called?
It's called the Fort Henry Lowe's edition because it's right over
The,
Lowe's.
it's the Fort Henry's Annex.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called now that we're thinking about
Which
it.
one's two colors? It's like half
Fort-
blue.
That's Fort Henry.
That's
Yeah,
Fort
that's
Henry.
Fort Henry. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't even know if the other one has a name.
It
I
might
think
not.
It's
It
just
might
there.
just be 470 Bridge.
Yeah,
That's a bummer for it.
yeah.
I'd want
Bridges
a
are
cool
wild.
name.
Like, think about a bridge. Really, how they build bridges? That shit's crazy. Like the one up in Wellsburg. I don't think it's there anymore. They were building it like I don't know where the bridge was going, but they were building it like above the river, but not where it was going.
You
I don't
mean
know
the
how to
brand
explain.
new one?
Yeah, you know what I'm
it's
talking
up
about.
up the river still. It's in place now.
I just like haven't been paying attention.
Yeah,
I don't think.
it
But
was.
like,
They were building it on barges.
Yeah.
And then
which
they
was
they
wild.
Floated it
yeah,
down.
it was on barge. Yeah, they put it where it was supposed to go. But like, just think of like building a bridge is like insane.
I think it's
And
gonna
like tunnels, underwater tunnels and
yeah.
shit.
I think tunnels are more impressive than bridges.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you like bore through a mountain.
Yeah,
That like without it imploding.
yeah.
There's probably direct science behind it, but
Like,
like
yeah.
that.
I don't care how many engineering degrees and physics like classes. I would never want to do that.
Fuck
Like be
no.
in charge of like
Fuck no,
workers.
dude.
being
I don't
underneath there.
like tunnels.
Dude,
I don't
tunnels-
like being in them. Here's some of the worst shit. Like when I drive up to Pittsburgh, sometimes you hit the tunnels, you're clear and easy through, just straight through, and other times you stop like 3 or 4 times in the tunnel because of traffic, and every time I'm like, can we fucking go? Can we please go so this tunnel
Yeah,
does not collapse on me and I'm dead
They
in
don't-
the tunnel?
they don't bug me as much anymore. But I definitely used to be that way when I was younger.
Well, dude,
Now it's to the point where like, if a tunnel collapsed on you, it was just your time to die.
for sure.
Well,
for
You know
sure.
what I
I
mean?
mean, if you're that unlucky, then
That's what I
it
mean.
was
It's
meant
like,
to be.
yeah.
Well, and there's an underwater tunnel when you go to the Outer Banks, and
Yeah.
like pretty much every time we get caught in traffic underneath there, it does run through my mind. It's like, what would happen if like just one little piece cracked and water started
water
squirting
rushes
through,
through.
and then everybody's freaking out and it'll just fill up and you die. Like,
Yeah,
dude, but that's what's weird about tunnels, bridges, roads, everything. Like back in the day, they were smart enough to make railroads across the whole country, interstate systems across the whole country, but they couldn't get an email or a cell phone rolling.
Well, think about this. Think about the people that invented just the plain old wheel.
Imagine how pumped you were.
Think about that though. Like we don't give those people enough credit.
No,
Like,
you-
that is revolutionary.
You just dragging the thing across the fucking ground, and some guy just like is hammered, and he's just like, "What would happen if like we had
We
something
just-
on there that would spin?" And then he made it.
you know,
Yeah.
Blacked out drunk.
I think pre wheel was probably like sleighs, right?
yeah.
Had to
You
be.
got to think that the sleigh design of like 2 fucking ski things predates the wheel.
Yeah,
right?
it has to be. That yeah.
Because a lot of people try to tell me that's how they built the pyramids. It's
Wow.
aliens, dude.
They probably just they probably thought of the wheel by like a tree or something getting cut down and then it like rolled down a hill.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I
and
just-
they're like, "Oh, this is efficient."
I wonder in what situation they were in, because since I'm watching 1883 now, I could see them. They were rolling. They were doing so good coming across the fucking country, and they were doing their thing, and then all of a sudden they hit like a river. And they were like, we can't pull this sleigh over the river. Like, what are we going to do? That's what I like to think the wheel was built, because they ran into a river and couldn't cross it.
But how would the wheel help them cross it?
Because if you build a wheel high enough, it can roll.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
Like-
so that it can combat the deepness.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you. You're thinking more of creeks.
Creeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, same thing, right?
Yeah.
It's all water.
It's all
when-
water. It's all running water.
And what
system.
makes a river classified a river though?
Yeah, probably. Well,
'Cause
actually,
there's some smaller.
funny you
rivers.
say
rivers
that.
or
I don't
the
think it
flow?
actually matters. I think if
They just
if
decided
you
it.
could fucking name it a river and classify it as a river if you wanted.
It's kind of like
Dude,
cities. Like
Dude, there's a river down in down in some of your territory where you work, like on the way to Snowshoe. What's
To
that
Pit-
area called?
to Pit-
Huttonsville.
Huttonsville.
Dude, there's a river. It's called the river that runs by the
Penitentiary thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the smallest thing you ever see.
what is that? The
I think-
Potomac River.
I think would the river just be like the main portion, and you would look where the water goes, and like
It's
the-
tributaries.
yeah, the tributaries and like the secondary places
Yeah.
would be creeks because they're coming off like a main body.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be onto something.
You
might
actually
be
might.
Yeah, I
it
think
might
you
all
might
have
be.
to do with
Just
the,
spitting out
with the rate of
ideas there.
flow.
Rate of play. Rate
Dude,
of play. Rate
imagine
of
how
play.
pissed like the first couple people were when they were like, "Can't we just call this a body of water? Why do we have rivers, tributaries, lakes, oceans? Like it's just water."
Yeah.
Probably all
That-
pissed off.
honestly, I'm a firm believer, and I'll stand by this forever. There's too many words.
Way
Like,
too many.
There's too many words that all mean the same thing, and this one just has to sound smarter than the other one. Like,
Yeah,
That's the English language for it.
that's what I mean. Like, let's just be efficient and just say what it is. Like,
I don't think in other languages like synonyms exist, right?
probably not
Like
as
in,
much.
Probably
like,
not.
like
I
in
would say not as
Spanish, I
much.
think there's like one word for something.
well that's like is it I don't know, I'm too stupid, but is it Asian like I know there's certain languages that like one word or like one pronunciation could be like 12 different words.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
and
just
numbers,
very
crazy.
true.
And numbers too.
Yeah, so you can say it like some
Yeah.
sentences is literally the one word 12 times in a row.
Yeah, it's just all context.
Yeah, it's like how you see sometimes where they're like that English sentence isn't translatable in that language because it could be roughly translated, but there's just like missing pieces to
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
then you just sit back the whole time. You're like, I'm wondering what those son of a bitches are talking.
Yeah,
about.
no, I
Right,
had
yeah.
I had to open up a new vape shop the other day, and I was trying my best to talk to this guy, and we both kind of like realized this isn't working. So he just gave me his phone for me to type in what I was saying, and then he translated it to his words.
Yeah, that I've had those same exact scenarios. It is hard because
It
you're
is.
like you genuinely are trying to converse back and forth, but then there's a couple people that have gotten smart to where they'll go to Google Translate and just hold it
Hold
in front
it.
of my
Well,
mouth.
Yeah.
There's this one
That's
time.
funny, actually.
Yeah, there's this one in Wheeling. It's newer down by the that Imperial store.
Yes.
A little further down the road there. I went in there a couple weeks ago. I went in there, and it was a different guy than normal. And I started talking to him, and he didn't even try to say anything back. Like he just looked at me, and I was like telling him like I'm with your cigarettes, like showing him my computer and my badge and stuff, and he just like. I just turned around and left. I was like, I'm not dealing with it. I can't.
On the other
it
end,
was the wrong day. Like I couldn't deal with it.
because I've
right
had
now.
those same exact scenarios, and then I try to put myself in the other shoes and think about it. It's like, imagine being, well, I always use Mexico because it's to the south. So imagine just being in Mexico. You open up a tobacco and vape shop. They
Or
come
any
in
store, really.
speaking Spanish to you. What am I going to
Yeah,
do?
you're probably like, don't got a clue,
Yeah, I
buddy.
would be
Yeah.
like, what? Like, I don't know what you're trying to say, but they're like, you know what I mean? And that's how it is with some of those guys. And I'm with you, JT. I've had those scenarios where I try to explain like who I am and what I'm doing, and they just like don't understand. And I just look and I'm like, all right, I'll see you next month.
What do you
Like,
think they tell their like coworker or boss later on? Like in their language, obviously, they're probably like, some guy came in here. He was kept
flashed a
he kept
badge.
pointing it to his badge. Yeah,
Some gringos flashing a
he
badge.
showed
in
me
here.
a laptop.
Is it DEA?
I don't know what
Might
he
be getting arrested. I don't know.
I don't know
One
either.
time at the bank, this was like one of the first nights where I was like the highest ranking employee there. Like, not that I'm special at
It's
all,
nerve wracking.
but I had no one else to like talk to. And a deaf lady came in, and her companion were both deaf. And like I couldn't cash the check for a certain reason. and she just kept pointing at it and signing. And I was like, what the fuck do you do? And it was in COVID, so like you couldn't be like, well, I'll come across and write down shit. There's a wall in front of you. It was tough.
That is tough.
So I just cashed it.
I don't think I'm trying to feel it. I don't know if I've ever had an interaction with a deaf person.
I
truly don't.
Honestly,
think I
don't think I have. Other than our neighbor when we were kids used to be like kind of deaf, like not fully deaf, but like us. I don't think I.
Working at Enterprise, dude, I've had interactions with everybody under the sun. I
imagine like that's a place anybody could come in. Probably some fucking sketch balls,
dude. Yeah, bad. I mean, worst part of town, arguably.
Oh yeah,
and it's like,
yeah, well, I live there.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just back to like the foreign language thing. I do give those guys props though, because I couldn't imagine being like, so Mom, I'm gonna leave and go live in America, and like JT said, half of those guys they just sleep in their stores.
Oh yeah. You know, it's funny like. We have the isolated issue like that here. And it's not an issue, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. Like you have that situation occur here. Imagine New York City.
Oh my gosh.
It's like every store is like that. Dude, because that's just where like most immigrants, like that's their idea of America. Mm-hmm. Immigrate, go to New York City, make something of myself.
Dude, imagine
100%.
Like it'd be hard doing it in a place like here. Imagine if you were one of those guys and just walked into New York City and did a store. Like
it'd be
how overwhelming is that?
I've never been to New York City, and every person I talk to, a lot of people are like, dude, I love it. Like you have to go at least once. Like it's an amazing city. You hear people talk about how great it is. And for me, I just sit back. It's like, yes, it's cool because it's a big melting pot. There's so many different kinds of people, cultures. That's sick. It's the language thing for me. It's like you walk into a fucking bodega or whatever they call them, and you might have the same situation. It's like, I don't know what to do. I just want this Kit Kat bar.
What's a bodega? Convenience store?
Bodega. Google that.
Yeah, so
it's basically a little convenience store, I'm pretty sure.
I asked Nick the same question. I'm like, what is a bodega? And the way he explained to me, he said, I think it's it has a deli.
Yes.
Yeah,
mostly in Spanish-speaking so it's derived from Spain.
Bodega.
I mean, New York City's cool. I've been there once, but like it's overwhelming.
Yeah,
I don't think you would do well there.
I that's why I haven't gone. No, I think
you should go, or we should go, experience it.
Yeah,
for like 5 days, maybe 4.
Maybe 6,
maybe even 3,
maybe 6.
It's something I really want to do, but yeah, I feel like after 4 days, I'd be like, I'm going to fuck him.
I went for, I think that's exactly what I did. I went for 4 days, and I remember just being like, at the end of the trip, like, get me the fuck out of here, please.
But it also is one of those things, though, like, you hear about all the bad things that happen in New York City, so that's probably in my head, too, but then I tell myself, it's like, well, yeah, that's news. It's always going to be the bad stuff. You don't talk about the good stuff. So I think that's why.
Like, there's good stuff in New York City, obviously. Like, Times Square is really cool. Obviously, it's a massive tourist attraction, though. Little Italy was sick. I mean, bomb food there at the restaurant I went to. Pizza joints everywhere. Fucking food carts everywhere. But it's dirty. Smells like ass in most places.
So
like
kind of like Morgantown.
You walk, yeah. Worse, though. Worse. Like, it's overwhelming. There's so many people, and, like, it's a different lifestyle there. Like, you bump into somebody, they just walk right through you. Like, they don't even acknowledge that you bumped them, whereas, like, I bump into someone, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
like, that was my experience in New York City. I was constantly bumping into people and was constantly like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And they just look right through you.
I think sorry, but I'm not a very social person, but I think even I would like want to like talk to people, you know what I mean? Like and they would just be like, get the fuck away from me. Like, who the fuck are you? That'd be like weird to get used to.
I want to experience like cuz when I went, I guess I was in a tourist heavy area. I stayed right across the street from Madison Square Garden. I'd like to experience, I think there's areas of New York City that are like cleaner. What do they call them?
The Upper East Side?
Yeah, like certain areas like that.
The suburbs. The suburbs.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's technically suburbs, but like I want to call them boroughs, but
No,
I
that's
think,
right.
But I think they're all boroughs. Like
Joe
I think
Burrow.
even like the Bronx or like Harlem.
It's like there's 5 of them, right? Bronx, Harlem, Staten Island,
Queens,
and there's
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Where's
I used to think Brooklyn and the Bronx were the same.
What about
thing.
Manhattan?
Oh fuck, you're right. Manhattan is one.
Like I used to think that the Bronx was a nickname for Brooklyn. There's 2 different areas.
I
think.
no
I
idea,
mean,
yeah.
I might be wrong here. But like I remember growing up thinking that.
Yeah, dude, it might be the same. Nah,
They might. Dude, honestly, I don't know.
Have you guys ever been to Nashville? Anyone?
No.
I have not been to Nashville.
That's a great, excellent city place to go. Jake, maybe you need to go in steps, not just go straight to New York.
That's a good idea.
Maybe go to like Nashville first.
yeah.
Just like
Maybe I'll
keep
just
raising that up.
Maybe I'll just chronicle my whole journey of like me talking to myself and hyping myself up, going bigger city to bigger
it could
city.
be your new
vlog it.
show.
Just vlog the
Jake,
whole
it could
thing.
be
The
called
Juicebox vlog.
yeah. It could be like Jake's City Walk or something.
Oh,
like
I like
that.
that.
Oh.
Here we
Look
go.
at you.
See, that's the world we live in
So
now.
back.
You don't have to go out and get a pilot for a TV show. You can just make your TV
Isn't
show.
that wild?
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Like this is just a specific example. Like that phase 1 thing that they're doing, giving somebody random a chance. It's like you do your daily life on YouTube and like you can get stuck in some search algorithm thing to where people just click on you and start watching you and start liking you.
I think it's great, dude. Like I think the biggest example I can think of is that YouTube channel First We Feast.
Yes.
It has like hot ones on it. Dude, they've just expanded so much and like that's all they did. They just came up with different food show ideas.
Yeah, that's awesome.
and it's huge.
Mhm.
And they have arguably a bigger following and better guests and stuff than like the Food Channel.
Oh,
Dude, they get. I mean, like the
100%.
Burger Show gets like big time celebrities. So obviously, Hot Ones does, but like
Do they have like a beer show?
they have.
That would be cool.
I actually think JT. I think they did have a beer show on it at one point. The big ones that are on there now is the Burger Show, Hot Ones. They do a show now called Snacked, where they bring on celebrities and they just like give a rundown of like their top 10 favorite snacks.
That's
damn,
cool.
that's fire.
I mean, it's fucking. I think that's inspiring. Like you can just, if you have a TV show idea, just fucking make it.
Well, dude, and that's why I give Twitch so much credit, because I saw Dr. Bob on Wicked Good Gaming today talk about how Twitch finally now is doing like a minimum paycheck per month. If you're like a partner or an affiliate and you stream X amount of hours, you get this specific amount every month. It's like, that's kind of cool, because that's pushing people to be like, all right, I got all this confidence in myself. I know I could do it. The problem is time. And I feel like another thing, that's why doing things like this is so difficult, because now we're all to the age where you work, you just want to go do house shit, you just want to kick it, you want to eat whatever, hang out with your lady, whatever it is. And the fact that they're just giving somebody a minimum paycheck to be like, okay, you can do this. Like, you got to put the time in. You're going to get this amount of money every month. I think it's pretty cool. I hope other people start giving those opportunities out. Because, dude, how cool would it be if you just knew, like, okay, we're going to get this much money every month, and you had a couple buddies, and I know we're older now, but who cares? And you just live in one house, you make content, you stream. Like, it's possible to do anywhere now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said earlier, it's just the world we live in now. I don't really see that, ever stopping.
No,
It's just going to get bigger.
And I really do believe I'm a big LinkedIn guy. I
Okay.
love LinkedIn.
Okay.
And I just read shit that people say. I'm a big believer. I think like within the next 10 years, remote work might become like the majority. Like everywhere's starting to work remotely. But like it's almost smart. Like you save on money on office space. Like you can be productive at home. Like I think just you said streaming and just doing shit like that. It made me think of like working at home too.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going to be like I feel like a big part in the near future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my opinions on work from home. I'm not against it by any means. I think you're right. I think it's pushing to where more companies are doing, because they realize, they don't have to pay for office space, stuff like that. But for whatever reason, I see that trend as going like in a cycle.
Yeah.
Like I see like maybe the majority of companies going to work from home, and then after another decade, it switching back. Mm-hmm. Like I don't see that as a permanent thing. For whatever reason, that's just how my mind views it.
Well, I guess because I only really look at like sales jobs. I think like maybe I'm only thinking from like a sales standpoint. Definitely. Other than like being like a merchandiser or advertiser, like every part of the sales cycle you can do like at home.
Yeah, I could do my job from home.
Yeah.
Like there would be parts of my job where I'd have to leave the house to go do, but like my 85 to 90% of my everyday job, like what I do in my office, I could easily do it from home.
Yeah, I definitely could do my job from home. And truthfully, I could even put an argument in that I could possibly be better from home than out there. Because for specific sales jobs, normally you're calling to talk to one person. So you're always going to get that opportunity to talk to somebody on the phone if they're there. And I just feel like, I don't know, it's just easier to talk to people on the phone sometimes than in person.
Yeah.
I don't know, because at least I'm talking about work-wise. Because if I go into different places, like, I don't know what kind of mood they're going to be in. You know, there might have been 7 other reps before me just pop in and they're in pissed off mood. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like sales would be easier on the phone.
I'm a big Zoom or Teams meeting guy.
Are you?
I like it. Like I think like video chats, like it's legit.
I get awkward on video chat for whatever reason. I haven't had to do it much, I'll be honest. So like, sure, I grew up fucking Skyping and stuff when we were 20 and 19, 20, 21, like Skyped, and what was the other one? Skype and Uvo.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was just constantly video chatting people, dude. Like that was the thing.
Whatever that
was. That was the thing.
But
for whatever reason, since that's become like big in the chat roulette. Oh my god, dude. But for whatever reason, since that's become big in the like the workforce industry or whatever, I haven't had to do it much. I had to do my first Zoom meeting the other day for this company I'm working for.
It is weird.
And of course, I couldn't get my fucking mic to work.
And then
they're like asking me to talk, and I'm just like,
you're like, can
I'm
you
going
hear
like
me?
this. I'm like, mic's not working.
Can you hear me? Dude, did you see the video that went viral of the meeting that was going on, and like this kid keeps running in this guy's room who's trying to present something to their boss, and like for the second or third time, the guy's like finally like, hold on, I'm going to lock this door. And he gets up and he has shorts on and his suit. And his boss just goes, hey, so-and-so, nice shorts. And he just gets all embarrassed. And he's like, no big deal. And the boss gets up to like turn his fan on and he has shorts on too.
That's awesome.
It's so funny.
I have a very unfortunate job Zoom type story that I
Let's
can tell
go
real fast. So I had a second interview on Wednesday for a job that I applied for. And it was like a different service, but it was like over the phone, basically, in video chat. So I did it at home, and I'm like getting ready. I'm trying to like the background's like okay, and I'm wearing a suit. Like you're nervous for an interview, and I'm not kidding. 4 minutes before the Comcast goes out.
Oh my god!
The TV goes out, the phone goes out, the internet goes out.
Oh my god!
So I run up. I'm sweating. I'm running upstairs. I hit reset. Try to reset the router. It doesn't come back on.
Ugh.
And like when I tried, so now it's 2 minutes before the interview. I tried to get in, and it says like you have to connect to Wi-Fi to be on this app. So I'm like freaking out, and through settings, like I eventually, literally at 1 o'clock, I get in and I'm able to do it. So afterwards, like my dad, I live with my parents momentarily, hopefully very momentarily. So he's like screaming at Comcast on the phone. And they told him that there's an outage and it'll be back on by 4. And it never came back on. So at like 8:30 the next morning, a technician comes to the fucking house. And I'm in the, my room's in the basement and all this shit's down there. And he like fixes it and just leaves. And I'm not going to admit this to my family. I'll admit it to the viewers and you guys. But during like getting the background, I must have nicked a wire.
Oh.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So we had nothing for a whole night, which was a tragedy at my house. And he came at 8:30. He's like, "Oh, the power's unplugged," and he plugged it in somehow.
Oh my
That is
god!
hysterical, dude. Fuck.
But because they said it was an outage, like I didn't I didn't look at anything.
Yeah.
Well, in
my
that moment
God.
too, you're like panicking a little bit.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta figure this out.
Well, so that person was just a fucking bullshit.
So they were like, "I don't want to get screamed at. There's an outage." Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
So that's my.
You unknowingly almost self-sabotaged your own interview.
Yeah. So that's my life
Tragic.
of unfortunate events.
Oh,
I love it.
but you made the interview. So.
I did,
all right,
yeah.
so
And
we're
like,
good.
you can't just tell like. You don't ever want to just like call the interview and be like, "Hey, my internet's out." They're gonna be like, "Oh yeah,"
Because it's a virtual position, and they
Right.
ask like multiple times, like, "Do you have good internet? Like,
Right.
is someone else there using it? Like, is it high speed?"
Oh
So
my
it's about
gosh.
to be like, I can't do the interview.
Yeah,
'cause my
s-
internet.
Sorry,
oh
my
my
internet's
god.
down.
That's rough.
Oh, that is so fun. Dude, I truly kind of to piggyback off what you said of those LinkedIn articles. It's
Dude,
like
I love LinkedIn so much.
I feel like in 5 to 10 years, we're going to see a lot more people just pretty much just trying to quit their day job and just figuring out how to make it on the internet and in like the metaverse and stuff like that. Like these like shortages and everything that's going on and like stores not having enough employees and stuff. I don't see that getting better, truthfully. The only way that actually gets better is if businesses start paying people
Well, that's
more,
what I was gonna say. It's,
or there's that what's the thing that they're trying to pass where everybody gets a check?
Universal.
Universal
oh,
income.
socialism.
Something income.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's such a multifaceted problem. I don't know. There's so many angles to that.
Well, dude, I
There's
just
too many angles.
I feel like we're getting to the point though to where people realize it's like, what's the point of me going to this job and getting bitched at all day to make chump change when I can try to play video games or just collect government money?
Yeah. See, I think the world will correct itself one day in terms of that, but there's, like you said, there's so many angles to it. Like, it's not just like one issue why like people working is down so low.
So many.
It's like, half of these people, they just got a taste of laziness and don't want to go back.
mhm.
Other people realize they don't want to work for shit wages anymore, or they don't want to work a shit job anymore. Or then there's the remote side of it, and it's just so much. You know what I mean?
So many different
But like,
things.
I do feel like eventually, God knows when, there will be a tipping point to where people, you got to take what work you can find.
Yeah.
Well,
Because like on the inverse of what you said, we could see an influx of so many people saying, "Fuck it, I'm just going to try to make money off of myself, doing anything off the internet." But then, what percentage of those people are going to fail?
what,
And then
Large
what do
of
they do?
But
Yeah.
as the years go on, though, and as things advance, there's going to become like those pay to play or play to pay or however it is, where as much as you play the video game, you get paid to play that game.
That's
So if you get these people that are like you said, there will be a lot of people that'll try and fail, but a lot of people get that taste of like, well, shit, I don't want to work a regular 9 to 5. Let me just hop in this metaverse NFT game where I can play as many hours as I want and get paid to do so.
Well,
Like, I think that's one of the problems is because I hope you're right. Like, I wanted everything to be back to normal as soon as possible. But I think the biggest one is the lazy factor, and people realize, like, okay, I kind of like not having a schedule. I was able to just do what I wanted to do at this specific time. And there, like you said, there's so many different things going on. I don't know. I think this whole like metaverse and like pay to play or play to whatever it is games and everything like that will just make that problem way worse.
I mean, you're not wrong.
My main problem is though, like
getting cold
other
down
than
here.
the downfall of like social interaction, which is a major problem, is like, yeah, fuck McDonald's. Like it'll hurt McDonald's a little bit, and but it's gonna fuck like I love like small town places. Like it's gonna fuck family owned businesses because they don't want to fucking work there either. You know,
Yeah,
100%.
Well,
If
someone doesn't want-
that's the shitty thing, dude.
if someone doesn't want to make $12 at fucking McDonald's, they don't want to make $12 being a fucking hostess at the family owned restaurant either. So.
Yeah, that's the shitty thing is like big cities will be fine. Small town, but even in big cities, there's family owned businesses that exist. But like a small town like this, let's be real. Would we want to see all the mom and pop owned places in this town be replaced by chains?
Fuck
no,
there's too many of them already.
Yeah, you're right. There is.
And there's too many closing as it is.
Like I wouldn't want that at all.
Well,
then the places just lose their charm.
Well, and that's what makes me so bummed when I'm driving around, the state, and I see all these old or recently closed little mom and pop like convenience stores or gas stations, because in perfect situations where you have all these big chains that have to rely on the chain of command and getting all their stuff, it's like you need those small places just in case there's an issue at like a Walmart or a Target, no free ads, or Dollar General, that you need Tammy and Jim's corner tobacco beer shack. Like, you need those places. So I don't know. It does suck.
And I don't know. Like, we're young, but I'm sort of like, I don't know, like a younger or old soul.
But
with,
are
like,
we
restaurants?
Yeah.
Are we young?
Like I mean, getting older, but everyone like talks about zines and Louis hot dogs and like all this.
Fuck yeah.
What if there was none of them? You know what I mean? What if it was like you could go to fucking McDonald's or Denny's and that was it here?
Oh,
Would suck.
That shit would
Denny's
suck.
smacks, but
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but
I fuck with Denny's.
Hey, Denny's bangs
I
on the
fuck
low,
with those
but
Grand Slam burgers. I haven't had one in a minute, but no, I 100% agree. Like you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm sure it's a small town thing, but like, yeah, you hear people talking about the restaurants that have since been gone for like over 15 years still. I mean, that's.
I mean, I'm a nerd, but like I have so many like matchbooks. Like I collect like stupid shit, but like I have matchbooks from zines and like the Alpha, the old guy that owned the Alpha. Like I love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it would be like a real shame if there was none of it.
well, dude, every time we're driving around, my mom and dad always say that there was literally like a neighborhood bar everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Like they would drive by these buildings and be like, that used to be a bar. And I'd be like, what? And that used to be a bar, and that used to be a bar. Over time, all that stuff is slowly disappearing and slowly getting worse, and it does suck. Save the small busies, man.
For real. And like, honestly, I will own a fucking small business one day. It's whatever it ends up being, I will own one. It's always been, I guess you would say, a dream of mine. But yeah, and more people need to be opening them up.
yeah.
I mean, fuck it. Do it.
Fuck it. We're on one. But I know. I agree with you. That's like a goal, too, to have my own business.
Yeah,
that
like
would be
whatever.
awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would like it to be a restaurant, like a small restaurant, not a big restaurant.
Yeah. I don't want anything big. I
No.
just want it to be a nice size. Get a couple TVs in there. A little nice little bar, couple tables, maybe a pool table, a jukebox. Call it a day.
Like watching The Sopranos and stuff like that's
Yeah.
like your friend's like back
Yeah.
office. You know, you just go there and play cards and
Right.
drink.
Dude, the
JT's
VIP
bar.
room. I say it
That'd be
all the
sick.
time. Greg's will have a little VIP room, like a Peaky Blinders room, where only like the VIPs can go back, and
I
there's
like
all these
that.
whiskey decanters, and you smoke cigs back there.
Well, dude,
I
'cause if-
like that idea.
If
Yeah.
I'm going to give my money to anybody, I'd rather give it to a friend's business.
Yeah.
Like Jen's should have a VIP room.
for sure.
Like a little
They should
back
use
room.
that one. They have a perfect room to use as a VIP room.
Yeah, dude, and you have to just buy like some
there should be a bouncer right
cool
out,
fucking
outside
wristband.
Yeah,
Or like a yearly membership.
yeah.
That'd be sick.
But no, I prefer, if I'm going to spend my money, I'd rather give it to like a friend's business. Dude, maybe I'll just open up a bodega.
Maybe that'd be
I'll
cool.
open up
You
the
just
wheel-
name it Bodega.
I'll just name it bodega.
I would love to open up a little, like, I don't know what you would call it, like a little market.
Dude, I love
Small.
little markets. Dude.
Yeah, they're
I
awesome.
love them, especially out in the country. Little country
go-
stores with all the food, like all the groceries you need. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy, like just your little deli,
Yeah, I was
your
going to say a small
vegetables, your
deli in the
fruits,
back.
your snacks and stuff, and then you have your beer section and your cigarettes, and that's it. Like, I love the little country stores.
We
I
just-
love them.
We just need to buy Wheeling Island, pay everybody out so they move off the island, knock everything down,
Yeah.
and surround the island with restaurants, bars. We'll donate to the schools. We'll put a rec center. Like, just make the island like an island boy vibe.
Call it like Key Wheeling, like Key West.
Yeah,
Key Wheeling.
be sick.
I mean, who wanted to buy the island? Was it Trump?
Kanye
Trump.
West. What?
Yeah, I didn't know
Back
this
in the
either.
day.
John
That's
told me this.
sick.
He wanted to buy half the island.
Why didn't he? It'd probably be sick right now. If we're being honest,
It probably would be.
It'd be sick right now if he bought it.
He was just trying to make Wheeling great again. That's all
I
he
mean,
was
if
trying to
you,
do.
like it's in theory a good idea. Like
Yeah.
if you could take one whole half of the island and make it like
Stuff like
I
things
don't-
to
like
do,
build up
like
around the
businesses.
casino,
yeah.
yeah.
Whoa, that'd be sick.
Yeah, like one half bars and restaurants, the other like a Tanger Outlets.
Whoa,
yeah.
Sheesh.
nice little marina boat bar.
You fucking listening, Glenn Elliott, you son of a bitch?
That'd be sick to have Tanger outlets in Wheeling, I guess.
Be cool.
We should go to his office hours. Like, I got a great idea.
We got a
for you.
great idea.
We should
for
just
you.
all we have to do is just start attending every city council.
We
meeting.
should go. Listen,
Just
guys.
be a menace.
Get
in
some
there.
concerts at the freaking West Banco Arena.
Yeah, what
That's
if we
all
just
I'm asking.
what if we just shift the direction of Wheeling's future and every single one we go to?
Yeah.
We just sit in the back, and when they want objections, we
Oh,
all
here-
go up.
Yeah.
Be like, this is what you need to do, you stupid son of a
You guys ever watch Parks and Rec?
I've
Bits and
seen
pieces.
episodes,
Dude,
but
it's funny. Like they work for, they work for the Parks Department, but eventually the main character ends up on city council. But like, it's fucking hilarious every time they're at city council meetings all the time, and like it's always the same townspeople, and they just stand up and they'll just say like ridiculous shit, or they'll be pissed about something. Like it's just good fucking comedy. Like I imagine that's what Wheeling City Council meetings probably look like.
oh, I'm sure because like no one we've known has ever been there. I would put money on it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go to one now
I
just
did
to
too.
watch, just to see like
It'd
what
be
goes on.
fascinating, right?
It would be like I wonder what they talk about. Like this just in Wheeling news. Like we're working to get frickin' I don't know what are those bird scooter things.
I
Bird
mean,
scooters.
they would be shook
You know-
if we just packed the court with a bunch of young
Yeah,
people.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I'm
would be shook.
The
They'd be
they're
like, what
called
the fuck is going on?
they're called birds or something. The
Yeah.
scooters,
Scooters, yeah.
Wheeling scooters, like where you just park them anywhere,
Oh, okay.
like they have in big cities.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just pulled that
Every
out of my
old
ass.
ass rich dude be pissed. He'd have to actually come out of his house and attend these meetings because it just got swarmed by young people making decisions.
Dude, it's like Bug's Life, dude. We just got to
That's a hell
all
of a
team up
transition.
like the ants did on the grasshoppers.
against the grass.
That is a freaking that's a big hidden message in that movie. It
Dude,
really is.
are you promoting
subliminal message?
are you promoting anarchy?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, these
Yeah.
grasshoppers
I mean, I'm
act
on your
like they
side.
run
I
shit.
think it's bullshit that you have to be a certain age to run for public office, or maybe you don't. But
I think
to be
you probably do,
president,
right?
to be president, you have to be what, like
45,
35.
35?
Yeah.
You have to be 35.
Yeah, but has there ever been a president in his 30s?
Nope, because they're not rich enough yet.
JFK is the youngest.
Yeah,
ever.
JFK.
You know what's fucking stupid is it's like politics is an old boys club, but then by the time they die, the young people aren't the young people
Yeah,
anymore.
so
They're
it's
the middle
just a
age.
never-ending
Yeah,
chase.
dude. The president realistically should be someone who's like 35.
Dude, there should be an age limit.
You see people in other business enterprises, and they're like these young studs or moguls or whatever that are just like killing the game in their prime, in their mid to late 30s, just fucking like doing business, just
Yeah.
fucking dominating. It'd be the same situation.
Yeah. Like, why did we want an old person? They're just tired and shit all
'Cause
the
it-
time. They're not
or
go-getters.
I
they-
mean, I don't want to get into the whole like politics of it, but I feel like the system is like set up for you to get in there and just be in there for fucking 70 years.
Yeah. You got to work
Till
your
you
way
can't
up to become a
fucking walk
president. You got to
anymore.
be a senator or you got to do
Dude, I-
all
Gotta be
that
the
shit.
I've seen House of
Governor.
Cards, bro. I've seen House of Cards.
I don't know. I should be president.
Dude, we should just burn this motherfucker down,
Burn
dude.
this motherfucker.
I don't know.
just like we were talking about.
We're about to get kicked off Spotify.
Yeah, dude, dead ass. They're
Musical
censoring people now.
Neil Young's gonna kick us off.
I'm dead at I'm dead ass. Like I'm going to Europe for my honeymoon. I'm excited just to go in general, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
also
that's
very
sick.
excited to get a taste of like what it's like to not be in an Americanized culture for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like shit's probably way more calm other places.
yeah.
You know? I'm
Like,
excited.
yeah,
I'm
like-
excited to go over there and not really have to think about American problems.
Yeah, like what I feel like you go to like frickin' like Norway or something, everyone's probably just chilling the whole time.
Oh yeah.
They're like, well, I think this. And they're like, all right.
Dude,
They're
it-
like,
I
all
think
right,
this way.
do you
That's
want
cool.
a beer? Like, yeah.
It's like
Do
we
you
wa-
want to talk about it?
Yeah.
we watch comedy movies to get a laugh. They turn on Fox News and CNN.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude,
that's
seriously.
dead ass.
That's
and they're
probably
just
what
watching
they
it
do.
like, what the fuck is this?
That's probably-
it is. It's like parody to them.
That's probably why I got absolutely obliterated in those TikTok comments the one day by all these Europeans. Remember? Because I said I didn't understand the British guy. I got attacked by the European culture. That's probably why. Because they're probably like, you Americans are just idiots.
Nah, dude, listen, Americans, it's so funny, like watching like UFC for an example. You can now some people are you can't put in this category, but you can tell the Americans versus the people from all the other countries because the Americans walk down like they're entitled to win this fight,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
the other people walk down like I need to win this fight for my family to eat.
Well,
Like it's a completely
Yeah.
different
We've
thing.
talked about it before. Like it's just that's American culture from the minute we became a country. It's been ingrained ever since then. You know what I mean? Like we beat like the biggest empire in
Fucking right, we
in the
did.
world to become our own fucking thing. Now we're the
Damn
fucking
right.
best.
Are
and
we
it's like
rebel
that
scum?
attitude has just
It just keeps going.
yeah.
Are we rebel scum? Is that what we
Dude,
are?
I don't
We
even care, though,
technically
bro.
we're
We're
rebellion.
Yeah,
Whatever,
we're the
dude. I'm
rebellion.
proud to be an American with all my melting pot motherfuckers. If any of you other countries want the smoke, bring it.
I'm proud to be an American, but I'm more proud to be a West Virginian.
Hell
Facts.
yeah. I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah. And honestly, this is going to sound real un-American, but until Sidney Crosby is no longer playing hockey, I will forever root for Canada over the U.S. in the Olympics. I'm sorry about it.
Whatever, man.
Any kind of World Cup situation, I have to root for Sid. If he's eliminated, then I'll root for America. But
America.
call it what you want. I'm just a massive fan.
I've been so like when Ben retired, like the whole the tri-state area has been sad for weeks. When Sid retires,
Well, not everyone.
yeah, well, true. Like I'm gonna be so sad. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it.
Oh, when Sid retires, you'll see a grown man bawling his eyes out. I'm not kidding.
That's what I mean,
Dude, I when Fleury came back and had his first game against the Penguins after he left, they showed his tribute video. I teared up to that, and like
yeah,
I
it was
wasn't
toughy,
I wasn't like a massive Fleury fan. Loved the guy, but like nowhere near like I love Sid.
Yeah.
Like it's borderline unhealthy. I love that
I
man.
agree.
I've like I'll for sure try to get tickets to his final home game ever. Hopefully that's not for another like 6 years. It'll be a very emotional time, and I'm sure there will be a lot of men in that crowd
Yeah, definitely.
crying.
For sure.
I guarantee it.
Crazy, like, not to spin zone, but I've never felt that way about like a sports player, ever, about anyone.
I have about one. Still a touchy feeling.
Oh, Von Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I see him on TV in his fucking Rams uniform, him and Odell, they just get traded to a good ass team and they're making a Super Bowl run and everyone's like, yeah, that's all because of Vaughn. And dude, listen, it's not all because of them. Fucking Aaron Donald's better than Vaughn. And I'm just jealous because now I see it and he's like, I'm going to be in LA for life. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah,
You were going to be a Bronco forever. You were my guy. And then you just ditch me in peace sign.
Well, that's how
He
like,
sold out.
Pittsburgh's,
did.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's so lucky that like one, they have the greatest in the game for so many years, and like they stay there. Like Lemieux
Yeah.
did the same
They-
thing, and
yeah,
Crosby
they do.
and Ben. They have those cornerstones that are there for years, and they never go to a different team.
You could compare though to Yager leaving to Von Miller.
Oh,
leaving.
100 that's a
People
perfect
People
comparison.
still boo him.
Dude, people. Yeah, I was gonna say people still boo Yager.
No, that's probably the perfect
it
comparison.
is. Honestly, I'm
truthfully.
sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah.
But people like I don't have to get in too much, but they shouldn't boo him for like.
No, I
he,
mean
he did so much for this city.
he
that
did.
A lot of people don't know, and then they just boo the shit out of
Yeah.
him when he comes.
I think people were just pissed because, well, they're pissed because he left. Like they obviously wanted him to retire there, and he like the amount of hockey that he played after leaving there is crazy.
It's just the best though, because those same people that are booing, if they walked up to him on the street,
Oh,
they'd start fangirling
Oh,
like a
you know
motherfucker.
it. But
Want a
like,
picture,
they-
autograph. I
Yeah.
think it's just a sport thing where
it
you
is.
have to be like,
it is. It's just you're just jealous, like of what
Exactly.
could have been. You were sad to see him go. You wish you were still there. You're jealous, but like you still like the guy.
Yeah.
The Penguins have like gone on a couple instances of dark times. Like they literally couldn't pay him. Like
yeah.
Like he was literally like they were going bankrupt, and he helped them not go bankrupt, and then he left.
Here's something funny
crazy.
too. I don't know if a lot of people know this. Like if you're a big Penguin fan, you know this. But back in, I think it would have been like 2011, I believe, Yager was a free agent again. I think he went to Russia, came back to the NHL, and like he was the big free agent. And like all the sources were like, he's going to sign with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like it's being talked about. He's going to sign with Pittsburgh. And he fucking at the last minute signed with the Flyers.
That's what I was going to say.
The biggest rival
Didn't
to the
he go
Penguins.
to the Flyers?
So he
That's
like
what I thought.
FU'd the fans
did,
again,
yeah.
and the fans were just all. It's like everything that came flooding back. They were like, "Fuck this guy!" like those when he played for the Flyers are fucking good. They had like Briere and all them. Those were heated games, and actually, I think that year the Flyers eliminated the Pens in the playoffs.
They did. It was a year that they were like everybody was getting suspensions. Like there was like brawls every game.
Yeah,
it was nuts.
It was a crazy. 2011 was a crazy year in the NHL. There was massive brawls that year. The Pens and the Islanders had a massive brawl that year.
That was really bad.
To me, 2011's yesterday. I'm just stuck there.
2011 was a great fucking year.
I'm just stuck in 2011.
That was a great fucking year. I
that?
became a man that year.
Became a fucking man.
I was just a little child not really, but I
little
looked
baby
like
boy.
a little child in 2011.
It's so funny you said that because the archive clip that I put on our story today of last year, the podcast was literally us talking about how when you shave your face,
I saw that.
Yeah, it's hysterical that you actually just brought that up again.
Yeah.
Last weekend or maybe it was the weekend before, I was up in my parents' house and I was looking for something in my room and I found my yearbook.
Oh yeah.
And I opened it up, and you were a freshman when I was a senior.
Yeah.
Dude, JD, you looked like such a little boy.
Such
dude.
a little kid.
Dude,
like literally like a 12-year-old.
I know we're old now, but like I don't think because obviously I'm myself, so I've seen my face every single day. But like I don't think I look that much different. But like people don't recognize like high school like teachers and stuff. They don't know who I am until I tell them like it's JT. They're like, oh my god! Like I saw Senora Grubler today, and because I had her for 4 years of Spanish, like we were tight. Like she had no clue who I was until I told her.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
She's like, oh my god, I didn't know it was you. But I'm like, I don't feel like that. Whatever. I mean,
Dude,
it is what it is.
See, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I look that much different either. And maybe I don't, but you definitely do.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I get it.
Even
yeah.
like you now to that high school picture is massively different. But even you now to like
20-year-old me. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
or
I
like
agree
right at the
when
end of college.
Yeah.
you
Like when
looked
I see
different.
older stuff, like, yeah. Not even old stuff. Yeah. Like college stuff. I'm like, wow. Yeah.
I feel like I've looked
too.
the exact same since preschool. And
You always have had the same
that
face.
too.
I was
Just
gonna say,
haven't changed.
You don't look that. But again, that's false because sometimes you'll post like those memory pictures on Instagram
True.
stories, and I'm like,
True. That is
you
true.
don't like.
But
It's
for
it's so
me-
weird how memories work because like if I'm remembering a memory from that time, I picture you as what you look like now,
Yeah.
but you didn't look
Well, dude,
like that.
that's what's weird about getting old because I feel like our brains will always still be so young.
No, dude.
Just
I
our
think about-
bodies.
I
just
think
start
about
going.
this all the time. Like I'm like when we're kids and we see adults, we're like, oh, they're old. Like they're not cool and shit. But like when we're 40, we're gonna feel the same exact way we
Yeah.
do like right now.
You're telling me that a chick's not gonna walk by when I'm
Yeah.
70 years old and I'm not gonna be like, I want to fuck that bitch.
Yeah, like
I guarantee I do it.
yeah.
I'm not changing, you know?
No, like I think about it all the time. Like our brains obviously will grow and think different things, but like we'll still be like young in our brains. I feel like your entire life.
Facts.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
I hope so,
I really
too.
feel like having a kid is that turning point.
Oh yeah, that's. But I still feel.
I don't know,
I don't
dude.
know. I mean, I don't
Can we
fucking
bring
know.
Neil on and ask him how he feels?
Yeah. Yes, we
real.
should. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So Alex told me and Brady when we were down in Charleston. He said the one biggest thing that changes when you become a dad. He said this is really only the biggest one so far, is that you understand why you would have to kill somebody if something happened to your kid. He said like something just you have the baby, you see the baby, something changes inside of you, and then you literally realize that you would do absolutely anything for that kid. And it's kind of weird to think about, like,
it's just like an instinct.
At that moment, you're like, okay, I'm doing everything for you now. I'm not doing anything for me anymore.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Exactly what it is, though. It goes back to like animal instincts.
That's it's crazy how some things will never ever change.
Yeah.
It's like
from
primal.
the start of time till now,
Yeah.
that primal will never change.
Yeah.
And I just found that very interesting because if you see him, you're like, you ain't killing anybody. What are you talking about?
No.
But it's just how it is.
No, but like I talked about that with Angie too. It's like, you know, you just talked about shit with your girlfriend, like babies and shit. And I'm like, that is like the day you have a baby, like your life is no longer about you. Yeah. Like it's about your baby. And I'm like, that is the most terrifying thought.
And why do you think, and I didn't realize this till I got older, why do you think the movies and hearing about like when people go to college is such a big deal? Because your whole life, you put all your attention and all your energy into this one person. They turn 18 years old and all of a sudden they move out of your house.
Yeah.
And it's just like a feeling where
in 4 years they move back.
Yeah. 4 years they move back. They end up living there for 10 more.
You just get used to them being gone. You're like, all right, this is pretty nice.
Yeah,
and then they come back.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Mom,
never
Dad,
leave.
I graduated college.
I'm coming
Now
back.
what do I do?
It's like that step. I like a lot of snacks, a lot of fresh fruit in the house.
Yeah.
Make sure the pantry's stocked back up because I'm moving home.
I like a lot of fresh fruit around. I love that part.
I didn't do well, honestly, when I moved home from college. It was like I felt like I regressed in life.
It's such it's such a weird.
Oh, it
thing.
sucked. Well, I mean, like, dude, I was used to like all this freedom, like come and go as you please, living in my own place. Then I moved home, and it was like I was 18 again or 17 again. Hey, where are you going? Who are you going to be with?
Yeah,
true.
true.
I'm like, God fucking damn it.
But part of me,
None of your goddamn business.
I'm a grown-ass man, okay?
Part of me does wonder, though, if, like, that's just... Because my dad...
It's back what we said. It's just instinct.
Yeah, my mom and dad do the same thing, and part of me thinks now it's like, are they just curious? Is that just like... Because back in the day, they'd be like, where the fuck are you? Like, you need to... But now when they ask me, sometimes I get annoyed because I'm like, I don't have to fucking tell you everything. But then other times I'm like, maybe they're just trying to talk.
They just want to start conversation.
They just want to know what's going on in your life.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give my mom maybe too hard of a time, but I think for her, it's more of a worry thing. Like she wants to know where I'm gonna be in case something happens. Like,
dude,
which is no way to think, but I get it.
The funny thing, like with Dad, is like, I'll be doing literally nothing, like just sitting there, absolutely nothing, doing nothing, and then as soon as I get into something or I'm like in the middle of something, I get a phone call. And it's like, I've been sitting here doing nothing for hours, and then as soon as I like dig into something, whatever it is, you would call me and want to talk.
I feel that. I feel
like
that.
I love you. Call me an hour ago, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I love the differences between, like, when I was living at home. Like, if my dad was the only one home, I'd walk downstairs. I'd be like, "Dad, I'm leaving." He'd be like, "All right, see you later."
Have fun. See you
That's it. And my mom, gives you the fucking rundown. I always thought that.
Who's gonna be
hilarious.
there? How are you getting there? Where are you going?
Who are
Call me
you
if
gonna
you
be
need
with?
me.
Who's driving?
Doesn't matter what time. Call me if you need me.
You gotta love them,
Yeah, for real. Did it get cold down here?
It is
It's
cold.
chilly. My toes are numb.
Yeah, my hands are frozen, dude.
Oh, it's a fucking winter wonderland outside.
It is a winter wonderland.
I woke up in the middle of the night. Well, I was up all night, but when I finally went to sleep, I woke up like my body was shaking, and I think it's because I was just so freezing in the basement of my house that I was like literally shaking the night.
It's been cold.
Oh, the last two nights it's gotten to single digits.
Cold.
Like cold.
Yeah.
Bro. So when the heater's on, like I'm sure a lot of people have this problem. My skin gets ridiculously dry, like in the mornings. So we bought a humidifier. I was always used to having a dehumidifier, but we got a humidifier, like a little one for the bedroom. It is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a nice little white noise sound, and it's got little vapor shooting out the top, and it's just great.
Yeah, I also have one of those in the bedroom.
It's
I've been
nice.
forgetting to run it lately, but you just reminded me of something. I was on Reddit the other day, and I came across a Reddit thread in the home improvement subreddit.
Oh yeah,
Love it.
Love the home improvement subreddit. It said, what are your $500 to $1,000 house investments that you can't live without now? And I'm scrolling through looking for good ideas, and somebody, I didn't know these existed, you can buy a whole house humidifier that like connects to your furnace or whatever.
Whoa,
And they're not that expensive.
that's cool.
And like you put a meter type thing on the outside of your house, and it like detects the whatever outside to know how much humidity or whatever to pump through your house. Dude, people say it makes the biggest difference in the winter time. Your skin doesn't get dry, your nose doesn't get dry. Like people said have allergies and that kind of stuff, said it's just a game changer.
Yeah, so were people just dry as hell back in the day? Like when it would get cold?
I'm dry as hell right now. I had a nosebleed the other day.
Really? Was everyone just ashy as shit?
Dude, that's probably why people were like, I feel like people were way more wrinkly back in the days.
Yeah.
Like, because there's, you know what I mean? Like, if you're out in the
100%.
sun.
Gotta moisturize. Gotta.
They didn't have lotion?
No. Dude, I have daytime face moisturizer and nighttime face moisturizer these days. I don't care if it's girly.
Dude, no, I have to now.
I'm
I have
keeping
my morning routine
this face young
and my after shower night routine because I get dry as hell.
I crush myself with cocoa butter every morning.
And you know what I like about the daytime face one? It's got a little bit of sunscreen in it, so I put it on and I feel like I'm at the beach because I smell like I'm at the beach.
Cool. It's the best smell.
Here, I have a crazy thing here. It might be crazy, but it works. I'll get some lotion. Okay, I'd say like 3/4 of my lotion, and then the other quarter is Vaseline, and I mix it all together, and then I do it. Telling you what, I'm glowing
Back?
like a baby. # back.
That makes me. The only thing that makes me nervous about that for me is just like I'm pale as fuck, so I have sensitive skin. I have to use like all oil-free shit, or I'll break out.
Yeah,
so.
I always do feel bad for you, dude, when we're out in the sun and you just have to keep putting on the screen.
You're kind of pale yourself.
I'm pale,
but it doesn't affect you like me.
I'm 100% pale. But when I hit the sun, my skin now just changes. And I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it again. It's when we went to Mexico. Something happened to my skin in Mexico where I got burnt, and now it just works. So I don't know. I'm excited to. I love soaking up some rays, but I don't mind my albino phase.
I love being in the sun, but I just have to. I have to make sure I'm blocked up, dude. It's actually Brooke is 10 times worse than me, dude. She can get skin poisoning. Is that what it is? Skin poisoning, right?
Sun poisoning.
Sun poisoning.
Yeah.
Sorry, sun poisoning. Like that.
She needs to go to Mexico, dude. I'm telling you, it works.
Something about the
Riviera Maya.
Maybe we'll head there.
Something about the sun.
But it's actually wild. I feel bad for her. She can get it
she gets
worse
it
than way worse than me. Like holy fuck.
Holy shit. Anything else? I know it's getting cold. I'm getting cold, so.
Star Wars.
It's
Boba Fett.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
I'm jealous that we're not getting 2 feet of snow.
Yeah, I would.
Like
Facts.
Boston's about to get.
Yeah, especially on a
the upper
weekend. Like,
Northeast.
I'm all for it. But yeah, Boba Fett, Star Wars. What are we best episode yet?
Best episode, and it's right there with that episode in Mando where Luke shows up.
Yeah,
Truly is. I mean, it was practically an episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
it was
They didn't even show Boba Fett.
Yeah.
it was so fun.
It was awesome. It was so awesome.
every part about it.
I've watched it so many times.
So I'm just wondering now if like Boba Fett's gonna end before that fight even goes down, and then that's what season 3 of Mando.
I'm wondering the same thing. I
Like
really,
both of
truly
them.
don't
That's
know.
interesting. Could be.
because there's just not enough time to
was
see a
gonna say,
giant war for a
There's
planet.
only 2 episodes left, so I'm just,
Hmm.
wondering what's going to go down.
Jake, I saw something. I sent it to you. I saw a TikTok. It was like picture Boba Fett ends like they're on Tatooine. He's watching the 2 suns, and it's like the 2 suns in the sky that they always show in Star Wars, and it's that one music like that always ends when they're in Tatooine. I don't know what the song's called.
I don't either.
But anyway, picture that, all right? And then, it goes to black, the show ends. And then on the screen it says 18 years earlier. Okay, and then the scenery's the same, and then you see one guy with the hood up, and then they turn the camera, and it's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That'd be fire.
And that's how they lead off, like, his show.
That'd be
dropping whatever day.
That'd be sick.
I would lose my shit. Kind of like how they ended Mando with the after-credit scene of Boba going to Tatooine and Jabba's little thing there.
Yeah, dude, we just have to assume for how Disney Plus is operating that, like, they're going to keep churning these things out. That's what they're doing with Marvel. That's what they're going to keep doing with Star Wars. And that's why I asked you guys earlier if we knew anything. But, like, it would be cool if they just made that fight on that planet a big plot point for, like, one or two other shows. And
to connect.
Yeah, and we get angles on certain things. And, like, then it's kind of like a Defenders-esque show where all of them come together and there's like 7 episodes of everybody.
Yeah. Dude, I honestly could see, now that you said it, that the season ends right before the big fight starts.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that myself because I don't think that they would rush something like that with, like I said, there's only 2 episodes left. I think Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, is a bridging point. I think its sole purpose was to just show us how he survived the Sarlacc pit and give him a little bit of backstory because he was such a big character back in the day, just for him to be a mainstay in The Mandalorian. Like I said, I think it's a one-off season that just connects. And it will lead right into Mando season 3.
And I'm just thinking right now as we're talking, it's like, who's to say that Ahsoka's show doesn't have something because they could hit her up because she helped Mando.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Maybe her show is going to be connected to that whole plot point too. Maybe she's the one that teaches Mando how to use the Blacksaber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many different things that could happen.
I'm kind of leaning towards, now that I've been sitting here thinking about it, I think this Book of Boba Fett will end with that fight not happening, and then that being the main plot point of season 3 of Mando. And I think, like, it'll be like a team of, like, Boba Fett, Mando, like Luke, maybe, like, they're all fighting on that side against a giant crime syndicate.
Be sick.
I'm kind of leaning towards that. Obviously, I don't know. And then I could see Mando season 4 reverting back to, like, that whole Mandalore plot point to where, what's her name? What's the girl's name? The Mandalorian girl.
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. She wants the Darksaber. Obviously, Din Djarin has it.
Because like the big blue dude that he beat, that person's a part of Bo-Katan's clan, right? Because of the color of the armor.
The Vizsla guy.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think he is. No.
Was Bo-Katan and Mando?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was the redhead.
She had her 3.
Yeah. I don't think the armor color
girls.
means anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because if it does, that it
Like,
was the exact
they're all
same color.
Mandalorians, but, like, the part of the Mandalorians that Mando's from, with the big guy and, like, the Schmelter girl, they're like a more old school version of the religion where, like, you don't take your helmet off for anything. Like, Bo-Katan's clan and, like, her followers, I guess it's kind of like an updated version of the cult following or religion, I'll call it a religion. You know what I mean? Where, like, they don't care about taking the helmet off. Like,
how isn't there, like, a Star Wars game with, like, a GTA or Red Dead-esque world where you could... I mean, I'm sure it's got to be coming.
That'd be sweet.
cool.
Where you make your guy, like, from, like, scratch.
Yeah,
you could be
a
anything.
A Jedi or a Mando or a Jabba fat-ass hut, and you get carried around everywhere.
That'd be cool.
Imagine scooting around like a hut.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I don't know, but, like, again, I feel like we end up saying the same thing every week about the Star Wars stuff. Like, the possibilities are endless. We truly don't know, but, like, it's just exciting to know everything that's, like, in the works. I'm so Kenobi's not going to connect to Mando, I don't think, at all.
No, yeah, I don't know.
But I'm so fucking excited for it. Like, just give me something, Disney. Give me like a teaser trailer. Just let me.
Just give me a trailer.
Yeah, like
That's
let
all
me
that I
know
want.
that it is coming out in 2022.
Well, you know what's coming up. Biggest
Super
commercial
Bowl.
day of the year.
That's very true. I didn't think about that.
Biggest commercial day of the year.
We got a big Star Wars reveal during the Super Bowl last year, didn't we?
What would it have been?
Maybe it was 2 years ago.
For Mando, maybe like 2 years ago, whatever. Yeah, no, dude, it sucks because the quality of the commercials I feel like have gone down over the year. But
they have.
Massively.
There's always good movie trailers and show trailers.
Probably because they're so much more expensive to make now.
Yeah,
I just miss like there used to be. The Super Bowl used to be good for like funny ass commercials. Like you'd laugh all night. Haven't had that experience in a while.
Well, dude, it's bullshit because everybody sits back and thinks about like you have to go through every quadrant of type of people that it could offend.
Yeah, don't want to offend anybody.
You have to cross out everything now, and it's just like it's a bummer. There used to be hysterical commercials.
There was, I think, a couple funny ones last year. A couple. But I really don't even remember now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like there were some that were like, famous for years. You could think of them.
Like the Budweiser one with the big horse.
Yeah.
That was every single year.
Famous as fuck.
Yeah, the big Clydesdale.
Then the Bears too with Coca-Cola, the Arctic Bears. They always had
Polar bears. Did you just call them Arctic bears?
Yeah, dude. I'm American, dude. I can rename certain things, and it'll stick.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're Arctic Bears.
Trendsetter.
All right. Ice bears. That's what I'm calling them.
Ice bears. I like that better.
Ice bears.
I might steal that. But
well, has it been a time?
Yeah. I guess it's been a motherfucking time for me, man.
It has been.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JuiceFisherman. Aaron Rodgers, if you're listening, can't wait to meet you and Devontae Adams here within the next couple months to give us the Super Bowl run of a lifetime. Haters are sick. Manning and Rodgers, one franchise pulling in all these quote-unquote old quarterbacks, winning Super Bowls, making runs. It's just the Denver way. So follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and make sure to subscribe to the YouTubes. Thank you.
And you can follow me on Instagram at John Theodore Nixon. That's John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. I'm on the Juicebox Podcast Twitter. That's at the Juicebox Pod. That's at the Juicebox Pod. Hashtag Milk Gang. You already know. Friday mornings. Follow us on Facebook, the Juicebox Podcast. We are not to diabetes, the Juicebox Podcast.
And I stink at taking pictures, but you can follow me at the Harry Slider on Instagram, and I'm sometimes humorous on Twitter at Bubba Slider.
Twitter at PokeyZar, Instagram at Pokey.Czar. That's Z-A-R.
Z as in zebra, A as in apple, R as in respects. R as in Reebok.
This is the way.
Bye-bye.